Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you are all well, you beautiful, beautiful, amazing, wonderful people. It's the midweek hump, baby. It's the midweek hump. And this is video 2? Yeah, I think it's 2. It's either 2 or 3, because there's 3 videos today. We did a live, and then I'm doing 2 more. One of them is this one that we did a live, which went over the new docs in the Idaho 4 case, but I know that not everyone does lives. So I thought I'd split the 2 important pieces into bite-sized chunks. And you could watch them. So this is the bite-sized chunk that is talking about the 400 witnesses. So we get straight into it, because this will give some clarity as to exactly who the 400 witnesses are, because we've all been a little bit confused over that, haven't we? So here we go. This is the 400 witnesses. So a telephone survey of 400 residents was conducted in Latah County. The sample size of 400 was calculated via a power analysis to reach an industry standard 95% confidence interval of plus or minus 5%, using the most conservative response distribution, 50%. Comparison surveys were planned in 2 alternate counties to assess if any potential bias was found in Latah County. I always fuck that up. Carried over to the rest of the state. The survey instrument used in this case adheres to industry standards established by the American Association of Public Opinion Research, AAPOR. And the change of venue survey. So if you haven't guessed what's going on here, that's what this is about. This is a prerequisite to a change of venue request. So Ann Taylor had said, look, what we're going to do to support our request for a change of venue, we are going to go out and we are going to seek to speak to people in the public and prove that there is a bias. So what people are getting subjected to in terms of the media bias, everything, they are going to discuss it. They're going to do this survey and find out exactly how that's affecting people, thereby proving that there is bias in the community, and therefore the chances of a biased jury, and then you've got problems. So that's what this was all about. Right, so where are we? The survey instrument, topics and focus and questions were constructed after reading more than 269 articles that reference the murders in the Moscow Pullman Daily News, the Idaho Argonaut, and the Spokesman Review. Steps were taken regarding the structure and flow of the instrument and design of the questions to mitigate potential threats to internal validity, including response bias and order effects. All of the questions in the survey instrument, including the media recognition items criticised by the government, were carefully selected based on how pervasive each item was in the coverage. None of the media recognition items included any information that was not widely reported and available in the public domain. The rest of the survey instrument focused on respondents' opinions of the defendant, prejudgment, and experiences during the search for a suspect. The survey measured residents' exposure to media coverage, the extent of their case knowledge, and their opinions regarding the case. The survey was conducted by Research Strategies, Inc., a consumer public opinion and business-to-business market research firm for 36 years. That's a 3 and a 6. Their data had been used in 49 districts, federal districts, courts, and the U.S. Department of Justice. They programmed the screener and the survey into Research Strategies, Inc.'s proprietary computer program. Research Strategy Inc.'s proprietary. The Research Express, Patricia Reinhardt, Vice President, led, trained, and instructed for this telephone polling project. Research Strategies Inc.'s Research Express program was thoroughly tested prior to the implementation of the survey. Research Strategy Inc.'s in-house telephone operations center is manned with experienced, professionally trained researchers familiar with conducting change of venue studies. These researchers are specifically selected for their demeanor and speaking ability and have a combined average of 9.6 years with Research Strategies Inc. with a mean age of 52.5 years. Research Strategies Inc. restricts the minimum age for these researchers to 25 years of age. Respondents who refused to participate in the survey were not called again. Research Strategies Inc.'s protocol is continuous on-site monitoring for each telephone researcher that validates a minimum of 5% of each researcher's calls. They follow standard procedures developed by the Market Research Association, as well as data collection guidelines for the Council of American Survey. To successfully win a change of venue motion, the defendant needs to demonstrate that the media coverage has generated bias in the community that undermines his or her constitutional right to a fair and impartial trial. The standard method for measuring prejudgment and fixed opinions within a venue is a community attitude survey. There is no other accepted scientific method for doing so. By preventing the defendant from completing this survey, the government is impeding his ability to collect the data required to meet his burden. Will the government then criticise the change of venue motion for failing to demonstrate widespread bias and fixed opinions in Latah County, or Latah? The survey design methodology I used in this case comports with surveys, and this is talking about the person who was leading this charge. I have presented in numerous other cases which other courts have found to be valid and objective when considering the need to change venue. For example, in California versus Quentin Ray Beeler, the court granted a change of venue largely based on the findings from my telephone survey, which were cited throughout the decision, stating that Dr. Edelman appeared to use a measured objective analysis. Anyway, we'll skip forward from that bit. The notion that polling 400 community residents, 1% of the Latah County population, 18 and over, is the cause of potential bias in the county that has been saturated with hundreds of highly prejudicial newspaper articles, television news stories, and social media posts is not credible. Unlike the media, individual residents do not serve as a communication channel for disseminating information across the county. There is no evidence that conducting the survey has had any impact on the master list of prospective jurors or potential veneer in this case. The survey in Latah County has already been completed. It is my opinion, unless the government is willing to concede the point and waive the issue, that it is necessary to complete comparison surveys in alternate venues. This is the only method for demonstrating that there are counties in Idaho that are significantly less biased against the defendant than Latah County. So they're saying Latah County is basically biased, is showing a bias. That's my interpretation of that. But there is your 400 witnesses. So there was indeed 400 witnesses, but funny use of terminology, 400 witnesses. But I suppose anybody who was in the US, anybody who was called forward to support, so it is called like a professional witness or something, isn't it? So like the people who came in to discuss the DNA, they are classed as witnesses for the defence. But there you have it. So they did a survey. They were pushing for the change of venue. But the sneaky fucking thing is here, which you're going to see in video 3, is that this situation didn't quite go as planned. So Ann Taylor, again, wanted to set this up to prove that there was a bias and there was a need for a change of venue. Do you think that Bill Thompson was happy about that? I'll give you a clue. There's another video coming. Keep your eyes peeled, and I'll catch you all in video 3 later today.